Hey, Shalom. Hey, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone who rule well. And peace and salutations, of course, to you sincere brothers out there, pushing the truth across the four corners of the earth. May you continue to do so diligently until the elect is sealed, if they're not already sealed. But real quick, because this week is big on Acts. Looking at the journey of the apostles, looking at the journey of not just the apostles, but the different disciples that were under them, the different people that they work with. And Jake's number one argument, one of the things they like to say about the Bible is, it's a white man created the book. It has no value. It has no true information because they haven't received the gift that is the understanding of it. And one of the things that people often question is when you go all over the world, you tend to see the same thing. You know what I'm saying? There's a spirit, like, different. If you travel to different cities, blessed is he that travel, right? You travel to different cities, depending on what region they're in, depending on, what state they're in, they have different spirits. The spirit of the place you can detect. You know what I'm saying? And the more wicked, that a place is, the more you pick up on, of the spirit of that place when you go there. All right, and one of the trends that we see all over the earth that links everybody for some reason, that Jake will tell you that it's all just complete coincidence, is what? Idolatry. Idolatry, which of course is the worshiping of these idols. And when you read it at face value, it sounds real silly, real goofy. You kind of quickly discount it. But when people were worshiping these different idols, they would, which, of course we know, they're all demons. You know what I'm saying? All of these pictures and all of these shapes, they're all demons. And these demons would, they could give you, a minor blessing or something, or what you perceived as a minor blessing, because ultimately it's the Most High. So people actually worship them. People actually, the demon would hop on people and they would create the image for these things. And to this day, one of the things that survived, because of course we know the Holy Bible survived because it was the will of the Father for us to receive it. There was a falling away first, but one of the things that shows us what was actually happening and confirms the truth is what? You can still see these stone idols. And the scriptures is full of it. It says it, in almost every chapter. I'm willing to bet probably every chapter. About the idols, the wood idols, the stone idols, the dumb idols. And here you can see all of these idols from these different nations. What is about this that is so addicting and is so appealing that you can go in every nation in the world and find these different idols? All right, you get the picture. And here's Acts 19 and 19. All right, because we're coming into that season where, Esau, this is, according to his fiscal calendar, his economic calendar, this would be quarter 4, October, November, December, the last 3 months is the fourth quarter. And you already know, fourth quarter, Esau is trying to get that buzzer beater. This is the so-called holiday season. You got Black Friday, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, all of that stuff. this is the season that Esau is trying to catch up. You know what I'm saying? So it's a heavy spirit out here. And it's heavy demons out here. You know, already people have these different idols and stuff up on their houses. And one thing about it, well, let's read it. This is Acts 19:17. It said, "And this was known to all Jews and Greeks also dwelling in Ephesus, and fear fell on them all. And the name of the Lord Yahushua was magnified, and many that believed came and confessed and showed their deeds. Many of them also which used curious arts brought their books together and burned them before all men, and they counted the price of them and found it 50,000 pieces of silver." Now hold up. Now I looked it up. Here it is, because all of those books that they burned were worth about, we considered to them worth about $50,000. Of course, we know that shit is, worth nothing, because it's not glorifying and exalting the Most High, and it's all going into witchcraft. But according to the standards of men, those books would have been worth 50,000 pieces of silver. And when you look it up, it says what? If those were silver denarii, each one was worth a day's wage for a farm worker or laborer, so a total about 5.5 million. So they burned 5.5 millions of dollars worth of books because they received the understanding and because of the different miracles, that Paul was doing. All right, in this particular case, it was a man with an evil spirit. Right. This is the one with the vagabonds. This is the one with the vagabond Jews, Salakia. So it said, and the evil spirit actually asked him and said, "What? Yahushua I know, and Paul I know, but who are ye?" All right. So and that just goes to show you the value that's placed on wickedness. They said it was worth, that's 5.5 millions of dollars in today's currency worth of books that were being burned. Who knows what was in that stuff. All right, and one thing, going back to what I was saying about the fourth quarter, this is the quarter where Esau tries to catch up. This is the most important quarter for them, where they put out all the advertisement, they letting out all the stops, everything they can, so that by the end of the year, like with a certain company I'm working with now, it's starting to get cold. What they're doing is they're trying to close on houses as fast as possible. So they want us to do extra work. They want us to stay extra late, clock extra hours, because these different companies, they're trying to close on these homes. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly the time that Esau's on. This is according to their calendar. Of course, we know the Hebrew calendar is different. All right, and look, this is exactly what they're going to try to do this year. This is just a prediction, which Bloomberg, they're usually pretty good with information. All right, because a lot of these people behind the scenes, they work with different news agencies, and they'll put out, a couple of crumbs and kind of give a guideline for what's about to go down. And it says what? Federal agencies are poised to spend more on unclassified information technology products and services in fiscal 2019 than ever before. Just under 70 billion this year, leaving about 29 billion in expected IT spending for the last quarter of fiscal 2019. Exactly. So, hey, and one thing about it, man, this every little moment and every little trend in this empire, it'll last for a little while, but then it'll ramp up closer and closer to that ship, closer and closer. All right, and that's exactly what's going to happen, because what? Psalms 96:5, going back to these other nations, for all the gods of the nations are idols, but Yahweh made the heavens. Exactly. So these are their gods. These are the guys of the other nations. Dumb idols. They don't have any power. All right. This is come on, idol, statue in the Greek. I think that's idolin. I can't read it. Salakia. We're moving ahead. Damn. That's not what I want. Revelation 13, Salakia. Prince of the power of the air. 13 and 12. It said, and he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, and causes the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And we know what? After the Roman Empire went down and Jake came back up, and then what? In the Renaissance, which is the rebirth, the deadly wound was healed. This empire sprung back up, and here we are. That's the deadly wound. And And that's exactly what's going to happen, man. And it's going to go on to tell you what? He had power to give life unto the image of the beast, and then, of course, he's going to want both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond to receive a mark in the right hand. So that's the ultimate item. That's the ultimate power of Satan to be able to control us, to be able to control the people of this earth. All right? Because this right here is the new idolatry. Let me see. All right, it puts in that transgender shit and this weirdo shit where you could just be whatever the fuck you want to be, and boom. See. Boom. The path is, look at this. Path is already laid out. Transhumanism. People want to be what they want to be. They want to be fluid. You know, now that the next step is what? You to be fluid on, you know, whether you want to even be human. Because a lot of these people, they're so filled with demons, they don't even want to be that. And that's why a lot of them are going to take this chip. They're going to fuse that technology, and they're going to be destroyed. Look at this shit. This is for real, man. It's not a myth. Look at that, the chip. And I can remember a time where if you looked up, you know, the RFID chip, it might be one or two generic pictures, but now they really got it. Yeah, look at that. He's got the horns. It's Satan. He's got the pictures of the idols and the tattoos all over his body. There's nothing about this dude. These people are supposed to be holy people. There's nothing about this that looks holy. This dude is Satan. It's fucking Satan. He got the horns. He got the piercings. So that's another way we know who's who, man. You just look at this man's works. Look at his images. Look at, you know, the kind of shit that he pushes, you know, for him to be on his top level. They have to do all of this shit. All right, because if they really had peace in their spirit, you wouldn't have to add a fucking machine in your hand. Yeah, here's a good one. So hey, that was it on that, man. Hey, the truth is ramping up. The time is ramping up. You know, we're coming into that season where, you know, demons are ramping up. So, you know, brothers really have to pray and endure through the faith. All right, because and if you notice, man, once again, like you look at the season coming up, this is the season, like I was saying before, where they catch up. Because what are they gonna do? They're gonna have Halloween. They're gonna have you know, costumes for sale, decorations for sale, parties for sale, drinks for sale. People, you know, giving them the marriage. It's gonna be, you know, the women are gonna go out We already know how they're gonna dress. Then the next holiday's gonna come. That's gonna ramp up. People gonna buy the turkey. People gonna buy all of the shit. You know, the groceries gonna be, you know, busier than it's been all year. Then what? December, more holiday season, which it comes with the same, the gifts, giving them the marriage, and so forth. And you see how money and spending money is linked with idolatry. That's why linked with this chip is gonna be what? You can't buy or sell. So hey, Lord willing, man, it's edifying for you. We're gonna continue to monitor. We're gonna continue to sigh and cry. Hey, shalom.